So the end of the season is now upon us. Here's hoping that the Saturday meeting on Hollywoodbets Kenilworth takes place. The season has obviously ended pretty quickly here in Cape Town. We're here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville in the beautiful sunshine. It actually exists here in Cape Town, but here's hoping that the forecast turns around going into Saturday and we get this type of day. Touch wood, that will be the case. Just to take you through the 9-race program at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday, but before we get there, don't forget to like and subscribe, catch up on Perfectly Placed, catch up on various other videos and all sorts of activities that we're up to at Cape Racing, and we're not too far away from the summer. It looks like it's summer, doesn't feel like it's summer, but we're not too far away from getting all sorts of the big horses out and in action here in the Western Cape. Right, as for the 9-race program here at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday, we kick off at 25-1 with the Hollywoodbets Kenilworth Welcomes You Juvenile Plate over 1,200 metres. Quite a few horses here that I think are upwardly mobile. Check the scratching because quite a few horses are double engaged from earlier this week into Saturday. At the time of recording, there are no scratching. So 6 Empire State put up a lovely run here at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on Wednesday, but remains to be seen if he will back up just a few days later. I do doubt it. But with that said, what can we go with in race number 1? 9 Handsome Prince, very interesting. Now I know something about Handsome Prince. Not only is it his first run as a gelding, not only does Richard Ferree take the ride for Justin Snaith, not only is he a really handsome horse, but he had a spin around Hollywoodbets Kenilworth about 10 days ago when having a gallop before an ill-fated meeting, unfortunately, but he just got a chance to stretch his legs. Could you call that a gallop? Probably not, but with that said, he might just have a slight fitness edge on quite a few others. I think he's upwardly mobile. As mentioned, his last run was all wrong. His start's a little ballerina, I think shows the capabilities. We know that's probably the strongest juvenile form line in the country over the extended period of the juvenile season, and number 9, Handsome Prince, from 154 days off the track, should be the one that they all need to beat. But interesting horses here include number 4, Worldly under Craig Zaki, and 3, Surge of Power, I think has got something to come. So maybe work around those horses as backup. Race number 2 is the first leg of the bipod at 1. Cape Turf Club Syndicate's maiden juvenile plate over 1,400 metres. And here there are a few that I think we need to consider, because those horses that look like they're ready to win have had their chances, and then there could be quite a few improvers to have a look at. Now the horse that's drawn all the way on the outside, that's a problem, is Aristotle, number 13 on the card. Justin Snaith and Richard Ferree team up. Been a beaten favourite twice. Very, very short price. He's turning into a bit of a bookmaker's friend. But let's see if he can get the job done this time around. He's a well-bred son of Rafif out of a Grade 1 winning mare in the form of Athena, so very, very well-bred. I think he'll come into his own as time goes on. Again, fitness needs to be taken on trust. And again, luck and running is going to be key for number 13, Aristotle. But he does hold the best form in the race. The potentially exposed number 5, Stated, has a little bit more in his favour in terms of a better draw and in terms of a slight fitness edge. Comes from the same yard. Sean Veal takes a ride for Justin Snaith, but has he had enough chances? Is he going to be undone by a horse that looks like he's got a little bit more to come? We shall see on the first leg of the bipod, but he potentially could be the one to pick up the pieces. And I'm quite interested in number 7, Unsung Hero, trying this distance for the first time. I think he'll put up his career best. Whether that's going to be enough to win the race remains to be seen, but I think he'll be in the money. Number 7, Unsung Hero, he could be the value, and also the relation to Bulgaria, number 10, Regulation. Expect more. He's a big, beautiful horse. His first run wasn't good. Maybe we'll learn a little bit more about him. If he does improve, he could be one to keep an eye on going forward. Then moving on to race number 3, off at 1:45. It's the Perfectly Placed maiden juvenile plate for fillies, and they go 1,600 metres. Well, Pentalina, is she going to take her place? That's the big question. Vaughan Marshall, daughter of One World, with Richard Ferree again on board. It's just crazy the quality of rides that he's getting, and why wouldn't you give him a ride on the horse that he phones for? Been an unlucky loser, especially at the most recent start behind Eureka Diamond. If she's at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday, if we're all at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth on Saturday, then number 8, Pentalina, should take all the beating. I'll make her a place accumulator banker in the first leg. I'll make her a bipod banker in the second leg, and I think that she will take all the beating. If she doesn't run, then it's a bit of a guess up. Maybe Ndebe Maibuya from the Hollywood Syndicate, Candice Bass Robinson and Aldo De Mea could be the alternative in the first leg of the place accumulator. Then going on to the start of the pick 6 at 2. It's the Race Cape, powered by Hollywoodbets maiden plate for fillies and mares, and they run over 1,200 metres. Now, there are quite a few hints that we can use going into this race, quite a few eye catchers from their most recent starts. Now, the one that catches the eye most would be number 13, My Sensation, trained by Lucinda Woodruff and ridden by Richard Ferree. This daughter of Rafif made good gains on debut. Have a look at this. Really stayed on strongly from an impossible position. The first half of the race was ugly. The second half half of the race was very pleasing indeed. If she takes any step forward, if she's learnt anything from that first run, comes out of the stall slightly better, because that's probably got to play on one's mind. She comes out of the stall slightly better, then she's got to be the one that they all need to beat. But I don't think it quite stops there, because there are a few interesting runners here. Number 4, Little Susie, daughter of Trippy, out of the great O Susanna, the Met winner from her year. Be interesting to see how she goes first up. She makes her debut. Number 6, Pretty Precious, Brett Crawford and Gareth Wright team up. She's just got the numbers that look like she's ready to win, so she'll go into the play as a potential alternative. And number 10, Spoil Yourself, I think has also got a chance to improve and run into the money. Win, unlikely. Place chance, definitely. Number 10, Spoil Yourself. And just keep an eye on Andre Null's run, as we all know that he's got an advantage being privately based on a drier area of town. So Come Catcher, number 12, the daughter of Erupt, would bear a little bit of watching on the way down to the start. But remember, pick 6, you've got the first timer rule to help you. Race number 5, that gets underway at 5 to 3. Turf Talk Syndicate Open Maiden, over 1,100 metres. There are a few adverts going around about some shares that are still available in various Turf Talk Syndicate options, so perhaps take advantage of all of those. Now, there's another progeny of One World in race number 5 that makes some appeal, and that is number 7, Captain West. It's Brett Crawford and Louis Otwa, third on debut to Bank Street. It was actually a sparkling debut behind Bank Street, because it actually looked like Captain West was going to get the job done, and I think inexperience just counted against him. His second one was a tad disappointing, but he looked like he might have just stripped up and became a bit of a lean horse between run 1 and run 2. Believe me, Brett Crawford would get this horse to turn around. He's an absolute bomb of a trainer, as we all know, with 2 Hollywoodbets Durban Julys in a row and multiple Grade 1 winners, and his record obviously speaks for itself. But I think Captain West, maybe the break and maybe the backward step that he's taken at home might do him a world of good. So he's an easy place to land on in race number 5, is number 7, Captain West. A very interesting run as a relation to Do It Again and See It Again. Number 10, What Again? Justin Snaith is the trainer and Sean Veal is the jockey. Watch the Market, son of What a Winter. On that side, 1,100 metres wouldn't be an issue, and obviously on the genetics on the dam side, maybe 1,100 metres will be a bit short, but he's very exciting all the same just to see him in the flesh. And then number 14, What a Fortune. I like the look of this horse. He's a big, strapping, bulky horse, is the son of What a Winter. Candice Bass Robinson trains. First run is a gelding, might lighten up after the gelding operation. Expect better, but they all need to run to beat this horse, number 7, Captain West. Race number 6 is a very exciting race for some different reasons, because it's the Winter Country Championship 1000 final off at 3:30, and here obviously over the season all the horses of a certain level allocated points for all their appearances, all their runs, what have you. It is a very, very tricky campaign to work out winners in when we get you, but this is where the value probably lies as far as the meeting is concerned. I think that number 3, Swift Action, represents a bit of value here. Keenan Stain takes a ride for Pete Buerter. Pete's done as much work as he possibly can, and the last run to Dean Street, despite in receipt of a lot of weight, was full of merit when running less than a length behind Dean Street. Now this horse enjoys the wet. He's not bad on the harder going, he's won on the harder going, but he does run well in the wet, and if we do race, we do know that the going is going to be on the softer side. And he also has an affinity for Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, especially over the minimum trip. And I think the wet's also going to help him get to those horses that are just in front of him over the final 100 metres or so. So number 3, Swift Action, is definitely a horse to be on the shortlist. But it obviously doesn't stop there. 5, Major Apollo is going to be a runner. 6, She's My Captain, under her best friend, Richard Ferree. 5 wins on this daughter of Captain of All. She always gets into the reckoning, especially under Ferree. Trippy Silk stayed on in eye-catching fashion last time out, so he's got to go into the play. Nan Silver Screen's a runner as well, so a whole lot of horses here that I think make some appeal, but that's going to be the case for the next few races, so perhaps cast your net a little bit wider. If you ask me what I'm going to recommend, I'm going to recommend an each-way play, race 6, number 3, Swift Action. Let's now go on to race number 7. This is the 1,400 metre version of the Winter Country Championship final, off at 4:05. Now there's a horse here that's definitely taken a little bit of a liking to my eye of late. It's Cult Forest. Adam Marcus and Grant Finicak team up. He's come alive over the last few months. His running style is obviously one where he's a hostage to fortune, but he does get the job done of late, and if the handicapper hasn't caught up with him, he's now up to a 78, so he's gone up 10 pounds in the space of 2 runs. But for me, that's justified. I think he probably looks a little bit more eye-catching than he is in the way that he runs on, goes past horses like they're standing still, has a good turn of foot, absolutely loves the winter course at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth as well. I think that's another thing, an advantage, even though he's won on both surfaces, or both tracks rather. I think number 10, Cult Forest, could continue the streak and complete a hat-trick. Obviously, number 8, Cabona Lasedi, is going to have a chance as well. He had no luck in running last time. Craig Zaki's in town to take the ride for Eric Sands. I think Prevalence is better than the last run suggests as well, so he's another horse to consider. So again, a few horses in the play, but number 10, Kelp Forest, looks probably the most reliable in the 7th on the card, the final leg of the bipod. Then on to the 1600 metre Winter Country Championship final, race number 8 off at 4:45. Now we've got the half-brother to the great Charles Dickens, number 3 Steinbeck, in the play. Look at this horse's record in the soft. 4 starts, not been out of the top 4, 1 win and obviously 100% win place record. Sean Veal's up for Justin Snaith. Last run to Kelp Forest was very good when staying on strongly under top weight. He's got a lot of weight to lug round again in the form of 62.5 kilograms, but I like enough of what I saw last time from number 3 Steinbeck, and obviously every win's going to do a lot of good. I know he's a gelding, but still on the page when Charles Dickens' progeny comes to stud, it's still going to look, comes to the track rather, it comes to the sales rings, it's still going to look very pleasing indeed. So number 3 Steinbeck I think would be a deserving winner, but a lot of horses that you consider. Number 2 Master of Paris has been very consistent. The son of Master of My Fate, he's a lovely grey. Chavoot once placed a grade 2 level. Can you believe that? He's only a 2-time winner, the son of Elusive Fort. He'll be somewhere in the mix as well. I think Fly Futura could be dangerous as well. This is a horse I'm going to keep an eye on during the spring season when we go over an extended distance. I think he's a horse that's crying out for the trip. Elder DeMea takes right for Candice Bass Robinson. The winning line might come a little bit too soon for number 6 Fly Futura this time around, but he's a horse to keep on the right side in the coming months. And Devon Pretorius and Brandon Bailey's best friend, my bestie, from a bad draw, 12 out of 12 yet again. Can you believe it? He's going to pop up one of these days with his rating drop. Just keep him on side, put him into quartets at least. Number 12, my bestie. The 9th and last, getting underway at 5:20. Hollywoodbets Bright Future Open Maiden over 1600 metres. This is for fillies and mares, and there are lots in here with chances. I think we'll need to have a look at the scratchings, make sure that everyone stands their ground. We'll see who stands their ground. Charlotte Bronte, the half-sister to Charles Dickens. Can you believe it? Will it be one of those days where everything just clicks and everything looks absolutely great going forward? Justin Snaith and Richard Faree team up. She's nowhere near as good as Charles Dickens. She's probably nowhere near as good as Steinbeck, who runs a few races earlier. But she is banging at the door, this daughter of Lancaster Bomber, and she would be a deserving winner. She goes 1600 metres, the same scene of obviously Charles Dickens' famous win in the Hollywoodbets Cape Guineas and also the Lamoran King's Plate at the start of the year. I think it's her race to lose, number 4 Charlotte Bronte. Would I be brave enough to banker her in a race like this? I'd probably go in with number 8 English Mistress as backup. Elder DeMea, Candice Bass Robinson, they team up. I think that she could be dangerous to an extent. But that's pretty much how I read the card on the Saturday. I think it's a very interesting card for all the right reasons. It might be challenging, but I think the exotics are going to pay good money. If you get it to click on this card, it could be the day of dreams as we go into Gold Cup Day just a day later. You could have extra ammo in your pocket, and you could have very good memories coming out of our Hollywoodbets Kenilworth meeting on Saturday, the 27th of July.